Alrighty, we are live once again. Give me just a moment to get some things set up. I think that's really all I need to get set up there. Alrighty, let's dive right on into this. That just got upgraded to 80-mile-an-hour winds right in front of us. Right in front. Alright, so we are back due to now two destructive severe storms that are ongoing out here across Iowa. There is two destructive severes that is in effect out here across southeastern South Dakota into northwestern Iowa. These velocity signatures are very, very insane. Very insane. The newest scan here, 113 mile per hour wind velocities here, not but about 1,000 feet from off the surface. So very damaging wind gust here, upwards of 100 miles per hour being possible across this line here that is beginning to make its way into southwestern Minnesota, northwestern Iowa. If we take a look here at GR2, we've had a tornado warning in effect here for just a couple minutes. This is the first warning that has been issued, first tornado warning that's been issued ever since we started our live stream about an hour ago or so. And it almost produced a tornado, but then the area of rotation died out quickly. We had an area of corruption that looked like a debris signature, but was likely just that corruption. And now we have two destructive severes in the orange polygons, as you can see in front of you. Both of them are for 80 mile per hour winds, but most likely there is closer to 90 mile per hour winds, even upwards of 100 mile per hour winds ongoing with these storms. So once again, if you're just tuning in here, we've got 90 to 100 mile per hour winds likely ongoing on the border of South Dakota and Iowa here. And just make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in any of these destructive severes. These are our only two destructive severes. So if we look elsewhere, I mean, we have a severe up in Montana, severe out here southwest of the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and some severes in Kentucky. None of that is significant. So the only significant severes we have is with these two significant severes of actually destructive severe thunderstorm warnings of 80 mile per hour winds. And likely this is closer to 90. Again, these velocity signatures, very large plumes here, very large areas of 80 to 100 mile per hour wind velocities here. Some even upwards of 110 miles per hour just north of Canton in southeastern South Dakota. I was watching this go through Sioux Falls, almost went live for those storms in Sioux Falls, but they didn't upgrade it to PDS. They kept it at 70 mile an hour winds, so I just did some tweets on Twitter about it. But with these, they did go ahead and upgrade both of these severes to destructive, and you can see a very intense MCS here that is ongoing across northwestern Iowa. We could still see a tornado spin up here near Rock Valley. So we are going to watch around the Rock Valley area in northwestern Iowa for the potential of a tornado to develop over the next couple of minutes. Currently, that tornado warning has not been extended. That has stayed on the southwest side of this new area of velocities, so that tornado warning will likely just either expire or be canceled here. It will expire in 11 minutes or be canceled before that. We'll just see. But yeah, definitely starting to see a portion of this moderate risk verify now. If we take a look at the moderate, we haven't seen anything north of Sioux Falls. So like I said before, I ended up ending my stream. This whole entire northern portion of our new moderate risk barely has received anything more than an isolated severe storm or two, with the main activity really being right around the Sioux Falls area and starting to move now into northwestern Iowa. So again, both of these severes still for 80 mile an hour winds, but velocities are well exceeding 80 mile per hour winds here. And we do have to watch for the potential of a tornado to trying to develop on the southwest side of Rock Valley over the next couple of minutes. Hopefully that will stay to the south of Rock Valley. It looks like that's going to probably stay south or very close to getting to Rock Valley there. So we're going to continue to watch that very, very closely as it moves off to the east, and keep a very close eye on that. Again, make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in either one of these destructive severes. Definitely 80 plus mile an hour winds ongoing. Another pocket of 90 to 100 mile an hour velocities back up here still on the border of Iowa and South Dakota, just to the north of Elm Springs. So 2 main pockets of 90 to 100 mile per hour winds ongoing here. One is over Hudson on the border of South Dakota, Iowa. Another one just to the northwest of Inwood, just north of Elm Springs in Iowa. Again, on the border of Iowa and southeastern South Dakota. Go back to GR2 here. So those are your 2 orange polygons. Those are PDS severes for both 80 mile an hour winds at the moment. Very well could be upgraded to 90 mile an hour winds or possibly even greater than that in the future. The peak damaging wind threat is going to be over the next couple of minutes, really like the next 30 minutes or so should be the peak activity of these damaging winds, and then they will likely begin to weaken pretty rapidly. So I expect this to be short-lived potential for 90 plus mile an hour winds. I don't think we'll be seeing this significant of damaging winds here for too much longer. Really, things started to ramp up. Let me go ahead and do this. Give me just a second. Okay, things really started to ramp up here as these storms passed Sioux Falls. So what happened was we had our northern storm that was tornado warned so long ago started to increase in velocities here near Sioux Falls. That weakened as it went into Sioux Falls, but our southern storm and our 2 northern storms decided to go ahead and merge together out here pretty much over the Sioux Falls area. And right as these storms passed Sioux Falls, which was probably about 15 or so minutes ago, that's when damaging winds started to increase quite a lot. And then on these last 3 to 4 scans, that's when we've been seeing these 80 to 100 mile per hour wind gusts being possible here. So very intense velocities there, ongoing now over Inwood. A lot of this is likely 80 to 90 mile per hour winds. Also going to keep an eye on these velocities too for the potential of 90 to 100 mile per hour winds, and then still watching south of Rock Valley for the potential of a tornado. And all this is moved, really is moving into Iowa. So if you're in southeastern South Dakota, a lot of these storms are going to be moving out of your area here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Still don't get, don't leave your safe spot until those severe warnings are completely removed. Both of these warnings expire in 7 minutes, so I wonder if we're going to see a big severe warning for like 90 mile an hour winds across like much of this area, or if we're going to see like 2 smaller 80 mile an hour wind severes again. We'll see. But yeah, welcome to the second stream of the day. Glad to see you guys all in here this time for urgent coverage due to these 80 mile per hour severes. I wasn't going to go live, but then I saw those velocities of 90 to 100. I was like, you know what? I'll just go live for it just to see what happens with these storms, and also the fact we had a tornado warning as well. So thank you, Payne, for the $2 donation. And there's your big severe thunderstorm warning. They did issue that. It is actually for 80 mile an hour winds, but it has a EDS tag on it. So it is an extremely dangerous severe thunderstorm warning that is in place out here in northwestern Iowa. Let's see here. What was it? I forgot what it was. I think it was Harris, Iowa. Yeah. So, Storm Dakota, who is a very frequent viewer of the channel, he is inside this EDS severe for 80 mile an hour winds. And definitely very possible that this pocket of 80 to even as high as 100 mile an hour winds survives all the way till it gets to him. So hopefully it stays to the south. Very significant damaging winds there. And you could see a big outflow boundary now starting here on the southern edge of this storm because of how intense the rainfall is with this storm as well. A lot of rain-cooled air, and that releases an outflow boundary. But welcome to the stream, Caleb, Weather Guy, Pez, Cruz, Kaylee, let's see, Payne, of course, Pete, let's see, also have, let's see, go up a little bit more, Kenny in here, as well as Henry's channel, Edits, glad to see you guys all in here yet again. Hopefully you guys had a great entire 1 hour whilst I wasn't live. This MCS definitely It definitely kicked up in intensity like we were thinking. Although it did kick up a little bit more than I was thinking. Let's see what the... I mean, New Edge Triple R has this surviving for a long time. But the main damaging wind potential ends at like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, 11:30, which is literally in 30 minutes to an hour from now. So we'll see how long this can last. This might go on for a very long time, honestly. Like, it could stay with this 80 to 90 mile per hour wind threat all the way into continuing through northern Iowa here. But yeah, there's even stronger velocities. I think that's probably more corrupted, but up to 115 mile an hour winds on the velocities there. But regardless, we are seeing at least 80 mile per hour winds, possibly even upwards of 90 mile an hour winds with some of these velocities here. Wouldn't even be shocked if we have up to 90 mile per hour winds in some areas here. And again, if you are in this PDS severe warning, this is actually PDS and EDS severe thunderstorm warning. So this is a life-threatening situation, a very dangerous situation for residents here in northwestern Iowa. If you're in the severe thunderstorm warning, actions need to be taken now to protect life and property. Make sure you are indoors, away from doors and windows. Be in your safe spot. Treat this like a tornado warning. This is over 90,000 people. Over 90,000 people. There is 57 schools and 11 hospitals under this PDS and EDS severe thunderstorm warning. So, yeah, 80 mile an hour winds, radar indicated there. Also could be upwards of 90 mile an hour winds here. Also still watching for the potential of a tornado here south of Rock Valley. Still a good weak area of rotation here. So if this really starts to ramp up, then we could see a new tornado warning eventually issued there. Welcome to the stream, Storm Dakota. Might want to get ready for some pretty gusty winds. Because it's going to be gusty. It's going to get a bit windy out there. It is definitely going to get a bit windy out there. Hopefully the worst will stay to your south. Right now that looks to be the case, but I mean, it's going to be a very close call. If it stays on its exact track and doesn't wiggle at all, which is unlikely, most likely it's going to fluctuate in intensity and shift north and south every now and then, but that's like its exact trajectory is pretty much due east, like dead east is where this storm's moving. Take a look at storm mode here. So how fast is this moving? Storm motion, rather. Should be moving at least 40. 65. 65. Also going to watch for tornado potential up there near Alvord. So we're going to put this like right behind the greatest winds. It'd be nice if that wasn't right in the way. I can't even do it because of the severe thunderstorm warning. Gotta love Radar Omega Man. So let's get rid of the severe warnings so we can do this properly. And then we are going to put it over to... Let's see. We're going to put this like due east, like that far at 65 miles per hour. No? No, don't want to work for Radar Omega? Gotta love Radar Omega, man. Perfect. Perfect radar app. Okay, there you go. 65. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Report of 85 mile an hour winds, 9:57 Eastern. So that was with our severe storm, actually southwest of Sioux Falls. So that was right where these two storms were beginning to merge. At 85 mile an hour winds there. That's the highest wind report of the day. So there's all your timing of the greatest damaging winds here. So the first 15 minutes, this storm's already there. So actually, let's try this again. I haven't done this in so long. Let's do right at the front of this storm. There we go. So this is over like should be the next hour or so. So that's about 50,000+ people under the gun there. And this is all your town names for the next hour. So I'll just go through this very slowly. So for the first 10 minutes, you know, those people in the first 10 minutes of this storm motion here are already being hit by this storm. Bunch of town names there. I have to take a look at that northern drop there. All right, that's fully contamination. Yeah. Well, that next scan says not so much there, buddy. We're going to wait to see the velocities on that, see if our rotation somehow shifts that far to the southeast. Might not be full corruption there. Let's see if that has ZDR with it. Yeah, it sure does. If the velocities look even a tad bit tight on this new scan here, we could have an unwarned tornado. I have to see those velocities, though, first. Oh, yep. That's probably an unwarned tornado. That's probably an unwarned tornado. So probably have a tornado on the ground. If not a tornado, then it is very damaging winds. Like we're talking 120, potentially 110 mile per hour winds here with that area of rotation. So probably an unwarned tornado. If we take a look at probability of debris, that's a 100% chance of a tornado being on the ground, according to radar. So that's most likely an unwarned tornado on the ground. And look at gracious. Another pocket of potentially 110+ velocities, Sioux Center in Iowa. So we've got two areas of potentially greater than 100, maybe even pushing greater than 110 mile per hour winds there in northwest Iowa. This one likely has an unwarned tornado on the ground just to the south of Rock Rapid. So very, very damaging storm here. It is an EDS still for 80 mile per hour winds. You need to be in your safe spot if you are in this severe thunderstorm warning. Very, very dangerous situation. Very dangerous situation there. All right. Still haven't updated that severe warning just yet. Now, that's definitely clear there. Don't worry about that. But I do think that little CC drop right there, pretty sure that's an unwarned tornado. And it's right on the edge of an inflow, area of inflows right there. Yeah, this is minimum 90 mile an hour winds. Max winds with this could be as high as 120. I mean, being very realistic, this is easily 90 mile an hour winds, could be well exceeding that. But at least it is a PDS severe, which means that tornado sirens should be going off, so everyone should be very much weather aware about this storm. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. But probably should be observed, not gonna lie. Because that was a pretty good CC drop. I'm quite confident that was a tornado. So there's your tornado warning. South of Rock Rapids, radar indicated, which means the tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. And I'm pretty sure it indeed was and may still be on the ground. Yep, that could be fallout from the tornado lifting, or could be still a tornado on the ground. Man, these velocities, it's hard to ignore them. I don't think it's 80-mile-an-hour winds anymore. I wish we had a second confirmation from another radar site in close proximity, but I mean, most likely widespread 90-mile-an-hour winds here. Most likely widespread 90-mile-per-hour winds across much of this area. And then just likely had a unwarned tornado, which is now a tornado warned storm. But it was likely just a quick tornado just a moment ago southwest of Rock Rapids. Just got a tornado warning and may still be on the ground. We still do have a CC signature around that area. Still could be a tornado on the ground here near Lakewood Corner in far northwest Iowa. Elkton, South Dakota, you're in the clear. If you're in South Dakota, you're good. The main threat's over. We covered the threat for South Dakota for 4.5 hours on the last live stream. Took an hour break, and then this started popping off like crazy, so we came back. So you're likely completely in the clear. Middletown, Iowa, let me see. If that's in southeast Iowa, no. Nope. This is going to stay on a very, I would say, pretty narrow corridor. It's going to track across a very narrow corridor in northern Iowa. Going to impact a lot of people, but it's a very narrow corridor of where it's going to track. And we most likely won't see anything else from, north or south. Probably won't see any extra development. So it's really just going to be specifically in that narrow corridor. All right, let's go back here to GR2. Yeah, we're going to stick with weatherwise because GR2's velocities are really, really bugging. I mean, I think this is easily worth a 90-mile-an-hour severe. But they're probably waiting for any reports before they pull that. And if we don't get any good reports of 85+ mile-an-hour winds, that probably won't happen. Look how much it sped up on the loop. Yep. It's peaking now. This is its peak, most likely. I'd be shocked if it peaks a little bit later. Imagine it somehow peaks more than 120+ mile-an-hour velocities. Because literally that's what we have. We have like 3 different pockets of 120+ mile-an-hour velocities. This one calmed down a bit, but it's still 100, 110 mile-an-hour velocities, 100, 110 mile-an-hour velocities. And then this one's still near 120, so... I don't think we have 120 or 130 mile-an-hour winds actually reaching ground level, but at least minimum 80 to 90 mile-an-hour winds. At the absolute least. I'm really glad I went live for this as fast as I could. I went live for this right here when it impacted Inwood. Definitely a good decision. Let's see. Waiting for velocities here. But these 2 areas also might be trying to rotate as well. Velocity is a whopping 5 minutes behind here. On GR2, it is the latest velocities, but the problem is it's all corrupted. So that might be attempting to rotate there southwest of Sheldon. Come on, give me some new velocities, please. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. It's hard to say for certain, but we could have 2 areas of rotation trying to drop tornadoes here. I'd say this one is definitely, in my opinion, that one looks like it's rotating southwest of Sheldon. Active tornado warning. It looks like this has gotten a lot more broad here, but yeah, you could tell we've got a rear inflow jet kicking up on this sucker too. You could see the more bowing out that this is starting to take shape as more of a bow echo. Eventually, that bow echo is going to help actually destroy it. Observed 80-mile-an-hour winds. Observed 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this storm. 65-mile-an-hour wind gust in like Haywarden or something. Terrible pronunciation there. Okay, see, that's on the far southern side of this. So that's where velocities were saying like 65, more of 70 to 80 mile an hour winds, and we had a report of 65 mile an hour winds there. So it's definitely easy to assume that whatever velocities are saying, most likely those winds are 20 miles per hour, at least 20 miles per hour lower. I just got an MCD for the potential of wind gusts above 80 miles per hour being possible for at least the next few hours, at least till 12:45 Eastern, which is a minimum of 2 hours. Significant wind gusts are likely. New severe watch will be needed soon. So there you go. There you go. Mainly in the red hatched area. Can't rule out a brief tornado or hail instance of 1.5 inch in diameter, but main threat is 85 to 100 mile per hour winds in that red hatched area. So this is your peak wind threat for sure. Definitely your peak wind threat. And we very easily could see a tornado here over the next couple minutes. Really, out of any of these little areas of notching. Just best to be in your safe spot if you are in this severe thunderstorm warning. Because this storm is going to be able to produce widespread 60 to 80 mile an hour winds with winds as high as 90 to 100 miles per hour. And likely multiple spin-up tornadoes will be possible as well. Also, Minneapolis, we just got a random intensification here of our line. Northern line surged rapidly, southwest line surged to the east quite slowly. And that's creating a perfect environment here for damaging winds associated with this storm. So likely going to see 60 mile an hour winds, maybe even gusts upwards of 70 mile per hour winds here over the next 30 minutes or so in much of downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. So make sure you're at least away from doors and windows. If not, get to your safe spot in Minneapolis. Could see 60 to 70 mile an hour winds over the next couple minutes. We'll have to keep an eye on reports. Just see if we can... There's a report of 72 mile an hour winds. There's a report of 65. So this was reported at 10:34. I'm going to go back to 10:34. So that was just recently. This is 10:34. And that report was in northwest. Let's see, where exactly? South of Leicester. Got it. So this area right in here at approximately this velocity scan had 74 mile an hour winds. And if we take our tool, you see that says 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. And we had a report of 74. And just to show you the reflectivity here too. I mean, that was right on the edge of this storm on the northern side. And that's probably where the storm is the weakest. The weakest portion of this storm is on the far northern edge up here and the very far southern edge. But even the southern edge, when you get a lot of rain here and it creates an outflow boundary, still you can get wind gusts exceeding 70-mile-an-hour winds, especially with a storm like this. You could easily get 70, 80-mile-an-hour winds on the southern side, even if velocities look very, very poor. So just be in your safe spot. If you are in this severe, still a PDS, EDS severe for 80-mile-an-hour winds observed. Good morning, Catman. I want to go to real quick, just northeast of this radar site. It looks like those winds are dying down as they're moving into Minneapolis, but that could just be because that's where our radar is located. But still, at least 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds possible here. Some wind gusts of 70 being possible here, too. Nah, Catman, you've never been here. Totally didn't get here like 10 minutes ago. Hello, Legacy 2. I know you've been in here too. I'm just a little late. Alright. Keep checking for those reports, just to keep an eye on it. It's going to get difficult once this storm passes Storm Lake, right about in here. Once it passes this general area, the edge of the severe watch, really. That's when radar coverage is going to be very difficult. This is going to be in a radar hole as it gets towards generally Storm Lake and east. We have a radar hole right in here. And then we start to get the Des Moines, Iowa radar site. But the main portion of this wind bag probably is going to stay in a radar hole for a while longer. Much of its lifespan is probably going to be in a radar hole. It's going to hug the southern end of our moderate, which is what I said before I ended stream, like an hour, 40 minutes ago now. Well, I didn't want to miss the main wind event. At least wanted to be here a little bit. I might not be here for the entire 6 hours that this is going to last into the overnight hours, but at least while this is near a radar site and I'm able to easily see it, and I have the time to go live, I'm going to stream it. Looks like the greatest winds on velocity are down here, but that may be corrupted. But I mean, at this point, all this brown is like 80 plus mile an hour winds. Like literally, all the brown is 80 plus mile an hour winds, and much of it is 90 mile an hour winds. And then this dark brown stuff you see here, this is 95 to as high as 130 mile per hour winds on velocities right in here. So, don't really know why they're holding back on the 90 mile an hour severe. I have a feeling it's to do with no reports of winds that high. But this is a PDS severe, which means you should be in your safe spot. You should treat it like a tornado warning. For those who may be wondering about a derecho out of this line, to put in perspective how far this is going to have to travel, because it did not start... Ooh, another 87 mile an hour wind report there. 951. This did not start producing widespread 70 mile an hour winds until just west of Sioux Falls. So you're looking at this thing's going to have to track from where it started producing those winds just west of Sioux Falls all the way to northwest Illinois. All the way to northwest Illinois. And there it is. All right. Give us the 100 mile an hour severe. There is your 99 mile an hour wind report. And there's your 90 mile an hour severe. right as that report came through. Really should just be a 100 mile an hour severe because, buddy, 1 more mile per hour. 1 more mile per hour. This storm is capable of producing winds greater than 90 mile an hour winds. And if we take a look at the wording, the maximum wind gust here, I can't show you. There you go. Max wind gust is 90 mile an hour winds. However, we just got a report of 99 mile an hour winds. So clearly this is capable of producing winds as high as 100 miles per hour. So really should have a 100 mile an hour severe here. But this is now a 90 mile per hour observed severe thunderstorm warning. They saw the 92 mile an hour wind gust, which if you round it, that would be 90 mile an hour winds, but still that means the storm's capable of producing winds greater than 90 miles per hour. And hopefully with that 99 mile an hour wind report, hopefully they see that. I'm sure they've seen it now. Hopefully we get it 100 mile an hour severe here shortly, because this storm is very much capable of producing 100 mile an hour winds. So we're going to continue to watch this storm as it produces widespread 80 to 90 mile an hour winds. A few gusts of 100 miles per hour are very, very possible here. That was in Sioux Center at 10:39. So if we take a look at velocity, let's go to that. Sioux Center at 10:39, which is approximately this radar scan here. Between these two radar scans. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's where our greatest pixels of velocity was located on these few frames. So it really does not shock me there. I don't think the tornado threat's going to be ramping up anymore. I think the tornado threat with this is probably done. I wouldn't rule out a brief tornado with it still, but it's starting to surge out a lot more. So the best chance for any tornado is going to definitely be either brief spin-ups on the edge of the line or on the northern side of the line. And as you can see there, they have just canceled that tornado warning. So no longer tornado warning in effect there for Sheldon. However, you still need to be in your safe spot because we have observed 99 mile an hour winds with this storm. See there, personal weather station recorded 99 mile an hour winds at 10:39 p.m. 99. So wouldn't be shocked if we're still seeing 90 to 100 mile an hour winds here. Probably at this point near Sheldon in northwest Iowa. See if we got any cameras out here. I bet not, honestly. Since when do we ever have cameras in a good spot located to any severe weather event? Nope. No cameras. The next camera is out in Spencer. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings now out here for Minneapolis. Could easily get wind gusts as high as 70 miles per hour on some of these little areas of rotation. Or not rotation, but rather greater velocities. It's not rotating. These are just areas of greater velocities of 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. Southeast of Archer, Iowa. Yeah, this little thing right here. Like I said, any tornadoes out of this are going to be either very brief and quick on like the front of this line in a very narrow area for a chance of that, or somehow on the northern side. But this thing has exploded in intensity. Very, very rapidly exploded in intensity. Jeez. Um, I mean, most of the forecast is a complete bust, Ethan. Now we're starting to get our MCS. This is our first severe for 90-mile-an-hour winds today. Most of the moderate was a complete bust. We had a localized area of a couple tornadoes, few strong and 80-mile-an-hour winds, but nothing derecho criteria. And considering how large that moderate was, man, I mean, this little thing, this is going to verify only a small portion of the moderate risk. And that moderate is huge. And the one before this update was way bigger than that. So not like a complete bust, but definitely a big time underperformance in much of the moderate risk area. I'd say much of the moderate risk area was indeed a bust. And only a small portion of it is just a bit of an underperformance / verification. So it depends on where you look at. Some areas it verified, but much of the area it didn't. A new PDS severe for 80-mile-an-hour winds radar indicated going into Spirit Lake all the way down to Storm Lake here in northwest Iowa. Who knows? Maybe this can last. Maybe this can last all the way to northern Illinois. That's the only way how it's going to be an observed derecho. The only other way is if, like, the National Weather Service issues a MCD saying it. But there's your 92-mile-an-hour wind gust report. 99 and 92. I didn't even realize till now I had tornado reports off on GR2 analysis. I had tornado reports, wind reports, hail reports, everything off on GR2 analysis. Took me that long to figure that out. I think it's been off for a couple weeks. Pretty sure. So that 90-mile-per-hour EDS will be dropped here in 2 minutes. But even after that's dropped, you still need to stay in your safe spot because it is still a PDS and EDS severe. They continued the EDS portion of that too. That new warning, by the way, is for 103,000 people, 74 schools, and 9 hospitals. So 103,000 people, a little more than 100,003 people need to be seeking shelter. And you also got to include this small portion of the warning that is still active too. So definitely over 103,000 people still need to be seeking shelter. We are starting to get further. We are starting to get further away from the radar, so take note in that. It's going to be a lot more inaccurate. We're over 50 miles, so radar is now going to be quite inaccurate. Every letter was one off. That's crazy. It was one off. Dude, that's a wild legacy. That's wild. All right, so your 90-mile-an-hour severe is expiring at any second here. Any second, that will be expired. Oh, there's a new report. 79-mile-an-hour winds from a weather station. So there, the northern side of this is still producing 75 to 85-mile-an-hour winds. So just make sure you're in your safe spot. There's a lack of any reports on the southern side. We haven't seen anything observed down there, but northern side, 75 to 85 mile-an-hour winds. The middle, 90 to 100 mile-an-hour winds. Southern side is still probably at least 60 to 70 mile-an-hour winds. And there goes that 90 mile-an-hour severe. So back down to an 80 mile-per-hour EDS. Yep, and that was the first two significant reports were right here. 85, just pretty far southwest of Sioux Falls. 87 here, southwest of Centerville. And then it started really surging out. And then we got 65, then 72, then 79, then then 92, then 99. So there was a little portion of this, and you can actually see it. You can very clearly see a portion of this MCS that was further out than the other one. So you could see the little kind of kinks here. And this was the little kink right in here that produced 90 plus mile-an-hour winds. Two reports of 99 mile-an-hour winds and 92 mile-an-hour winds. Now the hope is, see how much larger this is getting? The hope is the larger this thing gets, the quicker it weakens and the less significant it becomes. So just 30 minutes ago, this was a very well organized, multiple little areas with 90 plus mile-an-hour winds, MCS. And now you can kind of see how the rain pixels are kind of spreading out a little bit more as the rear inflow jet pushes in behind it. And I'm hoping that is going to help weaken this line. And hopefully we have passed our peak wind threat now. Hopefully that was our peak wind threat. We should get a new severe thunderstorm watch ASAP. Because this is going to be outside of our severe thunderstorm watch here by probably by midnight. So hopefully we get a new severe watch here in the next 30 or so minutes. Give enough lead time for people to know that there's severe weather coming. Is that an old severe or... Nope. That is a new severe for 70 mile-an-hour winds. Two of them for 70 mile-an-hour winds now. Out here in Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Just like I was talking about before. It's this little area right in here producing 70 mile-an-hour winds. And wouldn't be too shocked if there's a gust as high as 80. That would not surprise me. I think this might be our little localized 80 mile-an-hour wind threat we talked about in the last live stream. Wouldn't surprise me if we've got a little local area of 80 mile-an-hour winds here near Montgomery, Lexington, out here in Minnesota. Definitely ain't nothing like this in Northwest Iowa, though. That's for sure. Yep, I did, Otter, but thank you for saying it again. Saw the 99 mile-an-hour wind report. And the 92 mile-an-hour wind report. Haven't gotten a report in a little while. Hopefully we get a new one from somewhere. Pretty populated areas, so should be enough weather stations and mesonets out here for people to hopefully record some wind gusts, give us an idea. 65, 61, 60, 59, 59. Damage report. Nothing up to 70 yet out of these reports here in around the Minneapolis metro. But these are our only severes. Two significant severes here in southeastern Minnesota, and then our destructive 80 mile-an-hour EDS and PDS severe thunderstorm warning in northwest Iowa. Let's see. Give me just a second. All right. So again, make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in this PDS severe thunderstorm warning. Just got another severe thunderstorm warning too. Let me go over to that. So another severe thunderstorm warning out here in southeastern Minnesota. That is for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Tor possible tag. Hey, look at that. Tor possible tag. I imagine that's probably for this little area of weak rotation near Eagle Lake. So our new severe thunderstorm watch is probably going to be a pretty big one. I imagine they're going to issue that severe watch out here for southeastern Minnesota too. So we'll probably get a good size severe watch across this area here is what I'm thinking. We should get a new severe watch across this area. Well, there's possibly half of it. We'll see. Yep, there you go. Wow. There you go. 80-60, so it's actually a little bit lower probability. It's actually a little bit lower probability than our last two watches. But there you go. That goes all the way into the, almost into Illinois. It ends right at the border of Illinois and Iowa, Wisconsin. No, they were saying they're going to issue a new one. That MCD came out saying a severe watch is going to be issued shortly. All right. So yeah, this is still an EDS PDS severe for 80-mile-an-hour winds. We're going to keep watching that. And then we have our new line of 70-mile-an-hour winds back out here south of Minneapolis now. That's decided to pop off. And a little area of rotation on the end of that severe thunderstorm warning. And again, wouldn't be shocked if we get a gust as high as 80 miles per hour somewhere in this area. In between Lee Center, let's see, Cordova, all the way back up to Lakeville and Credit River. Wouldn't be surprised with a gust up to 80 here. Velocities definitely have 79 to 83 mile an hour winds being the maxed out here. And there's a chance we have something a little bit, a gust a little bit higher than 70 mile an hour winds with that storm. Caleb, it depends on where you report it to. Depends on where you report it to. The spotter network, that stuff shows up very frequently, if not almost all the time, here on Radar Omega, and it shows up all the time on Radar Scope. And there's a website. There's a specific website used for NOAA, for official trained weather spotters. That you have to report, you can report to, and that will likely also show up on radar softwares too. It's a specific website, so it depends on exactly where you report it to. So, let's see. Yeah, so it's I can't really say the link here. It's a bunch long link. Okay, I'll just send it. That should be it. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to show up on radar softwares and stuff, but that's probably your best bet of it showing up. That's a official NOAA website. You don't have to be a trained spotter to report on that either. You could just not. There's a little box, I believe, that you check or something to say you're a trained spotter, and you just don't check that. I'm pretty sure, and that might be a different site though. There's a few different sites, but I know that's NOAA. I don't know if it's that site, but I know for sure there's a NOAA site where there's a box you check to say you're a trained spotter. There we go. So that and Spotter Network are probably your best bet of getting a report on just to see it on a radar software. Yeah, Caleb, you got to put an exact location too. So that's like the link I sent you. That literally that's an exact location thing. So you go and you choose your location on a map, and that makes it a billion times easier for them to put a report in the database. And if your report is severe criteria 58 miles per hour or greater, or it's an important report like a tornado report or 1+ engine diameter hail report, that stuff also gives it a better chance of being put into the database too, if it's actually considered a severe report or something like a tornado report. But if you don't give like a precise location, like if I send a report in on X, like I've done before, I at National Weather Service Blacksburg, I say, tree down in Martinsville. Martinsville's big. They aren't going to put a huge, report logo of saying a tree down somewhere here in Martinsville. You got to give them a specific street and location. And then if you do that, you'll be, you have a chance of being put into the database and you could see it. But I haven't made any reports on that yet. So, yeah. Also, this line, I'd be pretty shocked if it's not producing 75 to 80 mile an hour wind gusts at this point, because these velocities are very clearly intense. Very clearly significant damaging winds there. They also issued a significant severe back out here into Wisconsin as well. Wonder if they're going to end up extending the severe watch. They just issued the severe watch. I wonder if they're going to extend it a little bit further. By the way, that this severe thunderstorm warning had almost, actually actively has, almost 3 million people inside of it. I bet, hold on, it got disextended, so, like 11, later than 11 minutes ago. Let me see if I can find when this watch, or not watch, but warning was first issued. Yep. This was before they disextended it. This was issued at 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time. 60-mile-an-hour winds, pea-sized hail for 3,058,474 people, 1,069 schools, and 28 hospitals. Severe warning for over 3 million people. That was for the Twin Cities. Looks like the main damaging winds out of this is probably going to be where the rear inflow jet is. So I would say definitely the northern side of this has the best chance of seeing those 80 to 90 mile an hour wind gusts if you're anywhere up in here. Let me draw that a bit better. Up here. That's definitely where you have the best chance to see those 80 to 90 mile an hour wind gusts. And then according to velocities, that absolute highest chance is like probably right in here, moving to the east. Currently like somewhere right in there. Watch out for the rear inflow jet on this, because you could actually have two spots of significant damaging winds. The initial, main area of convection of 70 to 80 mile an hour winds. And then I wouldn't be shocked if that rear inflow jet, much like our rear inflow jet in North Dakota back on the 20th of June, wouldn't be shocked if that's just as significant with 70 to 90 mile an hour winds coming in behind it. You could see on those last couple frames, see how, watch, you could see it very clearly. Watch the lack of precipitation slowly push through like this. Watch, see how it's all fully filled in? And then as I go the next few frames, there's one, and you can already see the big cut happening right there. And in the next few frames, how the lack of precipitation is becoming very evident right in this small area here. That's probably your rear inflow jet going in up like this, and it could be producing 70 to 90 mile an hour winds right where that's located, right in here. And using reflectivity here, you can also see kind of the spin. See how this looks like it's pushing up this way, this looks like it's pushing down this way, this looks like it's pushing up this way, and this looks like it's just pushing forward like that. You can see the spin, especially right up here near Ashton. So there's likely a rear inflow jet and an MCV that has started to develop right in here. So you could get two pushes of significant damaging winds. You could get the 70 to 80 mile an hour winds here, and then maybe even the 70 to 90 mile an hour winds with the rear inflow jet back here. So we're going to want to keep an eye on that northern side to see if that rear inflow jet really intensifies and see if we end up getting any reports out of that. No reports in a hot minute here from this storm, so hopefully radar's just straight up lying to us and we're not actually seeing anything significant here. Dang, dude. The whole thing just went significant. All this bold yellow is significant 70 mile an hour severes. Man. Gotta love GR2 when it comes to damaging winds. It's always very glitchy. Depends on what you're looking for, Otter. I know one person I'm friends with who's really good at graphics. He works for a few teams and he could probably do graphics for you. Depends on what you're looking for, though. Also, who in the world decided that we would be seeing a major hurricane in the Central Pacific this year? Like that, literally, that was a tropical storm this morning. Then it was forecasted to be a Cat 1 hurricane. Then it became a Cat 1 hurricane. And now it's forecasted to be a Cat 3 hurricane. Now we're expecting a Cat 3 hurricane in the Central Pacific. Uh, Otter, I could message you in Discord if you'd like. After stream, because I don't have their... I can't get their username until after stream. So if you just want to shoot me a DM real quick, that way I know you is you. And then I'll give you their name after stream. I say you DM me because if I just DM you after stream without you DMing me first, I'm probably not going to remember to actually DM you. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, it depends on what graphics though. Like Legacy said there, thumbnails. He doesn't normally like to do thumbnails, but if you need like weather graphics, then yeah. Weather graphics is what he does. I gotta start showing his graphics on stream because he's given me permission to, and they're awesome. Number one person I would not recommend for graphics is Lucky. Doesn't matter what. If you want thumbnails or weather graphics or t-shirt designs, don't go to Lucky. Number one person I don't recommend. As Pete says, I try to help out other people. Pete tries his best to make me look like a good person, but then I go and say something like that. I wonder, is that area actually under a severe watch, or is there properly, like, not a severe watch in those few counties right there? Like, is there actually a whole of a severe watch right there? It looks like it. No, there's not. Nope. Wait. Wait a second. There's so many severe watches. Okay, so this one doesn't include the bottom three counties. This one doesn't. Hold the phone. There's like literally 5 severe watches. No, that area is actually not under a severe watch. These few 4 counties are actually not under a severe watch. Okay. Wow. Interesting. There's actually 4 counties that are not in a severe watch that literally have severe watches surrounding them. Severe watches to their north, to the west, to the south, to the east. There we go. I don't know. Does it, Legacy? Let's see. It's been saying that for so long. Yep, it does. 14 seconds, 15 seconds, 16, 17. You're playing a particularly dangerous situation. Still would not be shocked with 75 to 80 mile an hour winds in this area near Northfield down towards Morristown in southeastern Minnesota. Yeah, but that rear inflow jet, that's what I'm most curious about here to see if that's actually legit or not on how potentially damaging that is. When does this expire? Ah, man. It's getting too late. It's getting too late. 50 minutes. Gotcha. Like 50 straight minutes? Okay, 50 straight minutes. I'm probably not going to be able to stay up too much longer here, to be honest with you. I think we covered the worst of it, but honestly, I still wouldn't rule out a 90 to 100 mile an hour wind gust, especially if this can continue to do its thing and become a very strong rear inflow jet. And you can now see that's wrapped fully around. We're talking about that lack of precipitation. You can see the lack of precipitation has wrapped fully around this storm. So now this thing looks like a big bookend vortex. Or kind of like upside down supercell or something. This is definitely the look of a derecho. This is exactly how a smaller derecho looks. This is how our derecho in North Dakota looked towards the end of its lifespan. Towards the last hour and a half, 2 hours of its lifespan. This is how it looked. So hopefully what that means is this storm starts to really die out here over the next 1 to 2 hours. I saw somebody post the potential, let's see, Category 4 hurricane winds of 134 miles per hour. Yeah. If you see something like that, especially when it comes to weird, wonky radar images like this, it's definitely going to be dead wrong. Literally, somebody went on a radar software, went over here, tried to find the craziest pixel they could find, which at that time was 134. Is that this, like down here? 113? I can't find anything that crazy. I don't know where they found that. That's almost 130 mile an hour winds, and then they went to post it online. And that's false information. Corruption is a big time issue, especially when you have radar images like this. Pretty much all of this is pretty much corrupted. I do think this might be a little bit less corrupted up here because it's closer to the radar. So I wouldn't be shocked if this is actually producing 80 to maybe 90 mile an hour winds. But point being is it's nowhere near 134 mile an hour winds like somebody was talking about. The max wind gust we know we've received today is 99 miles per hour. Now there's a chance we had a gust higher than that, but just simply wasn't, measured. Let's see here. Oops, not that. This was a post. I hope somebody on YouTube's not saying that. This was just a post on social media. Wind gusts of 60 to 90 mile an hour winds have been observed over portions of northwest Iowa. So they're continuing an observed 80-mile-per-hour severe. Honestly, agree with that. I agree with that. I think this northern portion is still going to be capable of producing 80-mile-an-hour winds here. I completely agree with that. Velocity's still not dying down out here. Actually, if anything, increasing. We are further from the radar site, 3,000 feet up, but I mean, this is almost 100-mile-an-hour winds, 3,000 feet up, so I would not be shocked if we have definitely greater than 60-mile-an-hour winds potentially reaching the surface here. So I would definitely be saying 60 to 80-mile-an-hour winds could be getting close to or at the surface here with that type of velocity reading. And that's a good spot for it, too. You can see the little indent right there. That little indent right here. So definitely could be having 60-mile-an-hour winds, possibly winds up to 80 right near Warsaw. See if they upgrade that severe. It's for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Dang. That just gave me a heart attack. How did I hear that? Okay, never mind. I don't think I heard thunder. I think somebody chopped something in my house. I thought it was thunder. Yeah, there ain't no way I heard that, y'all. Did that just happen? Nope. That happened like 3-4 minutes ago. So definitely, somebody definitely just dropped something outside my door. Never mind. False alarm. I thought there was a thunderstorm gonna hit me. That's off to my northwest. Well off to my northwest. I don't know. Maybe it could come this way. I have to listen for it. If I lose power, you know why. Because there's thunder / lightning 20 miles to my west. How far is that to me? I ain't gonna show y'all my exact location, but I want to see how far that is from me. Oh, never mind. That's about 12 miles from my house. Yay. Jeez. Doxed. Oh, man. Okay, now that was thunder. Bro, what? That stuff's... Oh, well, I mean, that one's a little bit closer, but that's still a good 11 miles from me. Dude, that's not even close to me. How in the world? Gotta love it. Some lightning bolts are literally like barely even that loud. You can hear them from like 5 miles away. And then others sound like they're absolutely crazy from 12 miles away. Where even is this? Okay, that's 220. I've been here before. That's Fielddale. I've been in this area before. I've chased in this area. That lightning strike's gonna dox me. Nah. Nah, unless it strikes like right in here, then it's gonna dox me. There ain't no lightning here, so. But I've lost power to storms, you know, up here, literally. Like, they've literally been 12 to 15 miles to my north up here near Rocky Mountain. I've literally lost power to them down here. So, it wouldn't surprise me if one back out in this area makes me lose power. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, they downgraded that to 70 mile-an-hour winds, so... We're still going to see a few gusts of 80 to 90 tonight, but I'm probably going to head out here. Would not be shocked with 80 to 90 mile-an-hour winds both in this area and in this area. I want to go outside and see if that thunder's closer than what radar is saying. I don't know how accurate that is because that was not a quiet amount of thunder. You guys clearly heard that through the mic. So I feel like it was closer to like here. See, I just heard another little bit of thunder, and that sounded a lot further. That sounded way further. Special weather statement? Let's see. You're in the special weather statement right there. So these storms are being produced off a boundary. So very, very capable of producing 40 mile-an-hour winds. Even just the gust front here. You see the gust front right in this area is capable of 40 mile-an-hour winds. Can outflow boundaries produce thunder and lightning? Outflow boundaries by themselves cannot. However, outflow boundaries, especially in the summertime, we've seen it very frequently. Even in this live stream, we've seen it multiple times, how outflow boundaries just simply produce thunderstorms, and then those thunderstorms go and produce, lightning and whatnot. But just by itself, no. If you only have an outflow boundary and there's like no environment, no. I can't believe I can't get over how loud that thunder was and how far it is from my house. Like that's minimum that is 10 to 12 miles. I can't get over that, dude, because that was loud. That was really loud. And then the next one sounded like it was miles and miles away, so. Welcome to Mother Nature, I guess. One lightning bolt sounds like it's right next to your house, and then the next one is just... sounds like it's... There you go again. Like, hello? What? Jeez. Also, yeah, I could see why this is going to be a major hurricane. I could see why this is going to be a major hurricane. Look at that. It just completed the eye wall replacement cycle. It barely even had an eye before. If it did, it was very brief, like right there. Now it's completed. Let's see if that one was any closer. They're not even close to me. I don't know, man. It's got a lot of lightning. A lot of lightning. I've only heard like 3, 4. I don't know what you would say. 3, 4 instances of thunder. I mean, this has had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like I'm not hearing like any of these. I'm just not hearing at all. And then like this one and like this one, those two were probably the two I heard the most, I guess. Even though I'm way out here. Makes no sense. I just work here, man. I just work here. But yeah, it looks like this stuff's being dropped to 70, so hopefully that can continue. There is one, though, still for 80, for the potential of this producing 80 mile-an-hour winds as it moves off to the east. This stuff's dropping back down to 60, which is really good. I still think there could be a gust of 70 to 75 in this as it moves to the southeast, but hopefully that's not the case. It seems like a report of 58. That's barely severe, so seems like radar is not very accurate. So, yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, share this stream channel with family, friends, social media, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell set off so you know when I go live probably on Wednesday. And we're probably getting close to ending this live stream here. We are getting close to ending this live stream. Very close to ending it, as this is urgent coverage, so I won't be here for too much longer. See, now there's nothing outside. I just jinxed it. I just jinxed it. I just spoke that into existence. Dude. Wonder where that one was. Things ain't even close to me, bro. Well, I'm going to go outside and look out the window because there's thunder and lightning. I do not recommend you do this. They did just upgrade this severe to 70-mile-an-hour winds, so there you go. Correlates better with the radar there. So they upgraded that to 70-mile-an-hour winds. Radar indicator. I'm going to see if I can see any lightning out there. Hold the curtain open. That's the third one that streams heard. There was a very loud one, and then a quiet one, and then two of those were very, very loud. There's nothing. Now there's going to be something now that I just closed it. Yeah, I'm gonna either go outside or look out the window, one or the other. $70 to 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this storm. Yep, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me whatsoever. They just upgraded a very small portion of that severe to 70. I mean, I guess I could put a window outside too. I guess I could do that as well. But yeah, this is still going to continue to produce 60 to 70-mile-an-hour winds widespread for at least the next 2 hours. Gust could approach 80 to 85. This is going to continue to produce widespread 60 to 70-mile-an-hour winds. Gusts could approach as much as 90. So overall, remain hyper weather aware if you are anywhere in this area, as we have the potential for a couple of significant severe weather wind gusts as high as 90 miles per hour, brief tornado or two, and 1 to 1.5 inch hail also possible. They also just extended that severe watch slightly to the south to include those 4 counties which were not included in it, now included in it. So make sure to remain hyper weather aware. I'm going to go get me some sleep and apparently go watch the magical thunder and lightning that is like literally 12 miles to my west that is somehow louder than lightning that's been over my house. That one might hit me. If it moves dead south, it's definitely going to be a whole lot closer. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out, share this channel with your family, friends, social media. All these storms are now below, well, all except for that one, below 80-mile-per-hour winds. And I'll see you guys in Wednesday's live stream or video. It might be a live stream or video. I am due for a video, so it might be a live stream or video, just depending. And this urgent coverage was warranted for 80 to 80-mile-an-hour severes. That was eventually upgraded to 90-mile-an-hour severes, and velocity signatures close to the radar site with 90 to 100-mile-per-hour winds, and also had those reports, 2 reports, 92-mile-an-hour wind report, 99-mile-an-hour wind report. Was very much worth covering and doing a bit of urgent coverage. And hopefully I don't lose power tonight from the thunderstorm 12 to 15 miles to my southwest at this point. So have a great rest of your Monday. We're 16 minutes? Yeah, 16 minutes away from it being into Tuesday, thank goodness. So thank you, Mods from Mod Chat, everyone, for being here for this urgent live stream. And overall, we did 6 Yeah, 6 hours of coverage today. 6 hours of coverage. 6 hours of coverage on this moderate risk. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in Wednesday's live stream or video, depending on which one it is. And once again, have a great rest of your Monday night, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe for us, everybody.